Is it better to be loved or feared?
That's a good question. It's nice to be both, but it's very difficult. But if I had my choice, I would rather be feared. Fear lasts longer than love. Friendships that are bought with money mean nothing. You see how it is around here. I make a joke, everybody laughs. I know I'm funny, but I'm not that funny. It's fear that keeps them loyal to me. But the trick is not to be hated. That's why I treat my men good, but not too good. I give them too much, then they don't need me. I give them just enough where they need me, but they don't hate me. Don't forget what I'm telling you.
Cheers. Welcome to another fun episode, chilling with me, Goldie, on the One Down podcast. That intro, it has a lot of meaning behind it, and I hope you guys are able to listen to it. And if you watch movies, you should know where that's from. What up, Biggie? Kishma is in the house. What up, family? Good to see you, man. I see you. Right on. Kishma, love you, brother. Man, good to have you in with us, man. And happy birthday. Happy birthday. That's right. Oh, damn. Yeah. Oh, he's did. Oh, shoot. Yeah, you just said I missed the birthday Monday. Blessings, brother. I'm sorry. My spirit is with you as we continue to enjoy our lives, healthy, and get older. So happy birthday to you. And I'm sorry I wasn't able to make it, man. But the biggest part is we've made it to today, and we will continue to enjoy a beautiful life, man. And I want to thank you for extending the invite. But oh man, happy birthday coming up. Right on. Thank you. Yeah, my birthday is 5/25, which is May 25th. What up, Spotville? And that'll make me 54 trips around the sun. 54. Yeah. When I was younger, my goal, one of my goals, I wanted to make sure that I lived beyond my father's life. And he departed planet Earth at 28 years old. September 22nd, 1980, 28. And just a couple of months later, he would have been 29. A few months later. And now, at 54 years old, I can look back to when I was 28, and from 28 to 54, how much has happened, how much life I have lived, how much life I have enjoyed in between 28 and 54, which lets me know how much life my father missed out on, with departing at such a young age. And this has everything to do, now that I think about it, with why I chose to, tap in with this peptide stuff. What up, Luz Ray? Thank you for joining us again. And now at 54, got to get past my grandpa. I think he passed at 67. He was born in March of 1925. The same year Malcolm X was born, 1925. Because I remember last year, I was like, man, if my grandpa was still alive, he'd be 100 years old. My grandpa's birthday, I don't know, it might be March 11th or something. But yeah, so now I got to make sure, March 14th. Thank you very much. Thank you. Grandpa's birthday is March 14th, 1925. And just think about it, 1925, In 1950, he was 25 years old in 1950. And coming out of Louisiana, from an area that was, plantation driven. And at 25 years old in 1950, 3 years later, in 1953, he purchased the old post office that sat on 120th and Central and turned it into Virture's Liquor. And still to this day, Virture's Liquor still sits there. But across the street, up the street, down the street. So at that age, he would have been 28. But throughout, the greater Los Angeles, he owned, at that age, gas stations, maybe another liquor store or two, and some real estate. And, was an amazing, amazing, beautiful man. And I miss him to this day. And I got some video footage that I will be showing pretty soon of my grandpa. And if anybody in the LA area that know about Virture's Liquor, you know what's up with that corner. And on that corner, so Virture's Laundry, dry cleaners, soul food restaurant. And so blessings and proud of my grandpa. And for some reason I'm speaking on this, and maybe he's standing right next to me, something like that. And I'm giving him a shout out. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. And blessings to my pops. That's right. What up, Antonio King? Thank y'all for joining in. But sometimes you got to just, take a moment to, show some love to your family. People say ancestors and, people who was good to you. People you wish was still here. The only way somebody truly dies is when you don't speak on them no more. That's when someone truly dies. But you keep people alive spiritually by speaking on them. That's how you keep them alive. Said he built Miracle Market on Alondra and Wilmington, and a hospital for sick children next to it, and etc. Right on. Yeah, my grandpa was an amazing man, thank you, bro. I appreciate the compliment, Antonio. But today I was kind of stuck over the last few days on what I was going to make my topic. Because like I said, I usually try to nail it down Tuesday and put the flyer out Tuesday night. But Tuesday went by, Wednesday came, and I'm like, man, I can't think of nothing. Which was a little uncommon. Today's Thursday morning. Was it this morning? Must have been yesterday morning. Might have been yesterday morning. Because I didn't get it it didn't come to me Tuesday. So by Wednesday morning, I woke up and I went back to my computer like, man, let me try to figure this out. Couldn't come up with nothing. So I say all that because then I get a phone call. From, we call each other brothers. A brother from one of the clubs. And he says, Goldie, what's up, man? Man, I knew you was the person that I needed to call. And I was like, what's up? He said, man, I keep going back and forth with fucking with these peptides or not. But every time I think about fucking doing it, I hear you say, don't fuck with that shit. So he said, man, so I'm just calling you. He said, talk to me. So I just took a deep breath and just got to talking to him. you know, and we had a good, long, lengthy conversation. And I know that's what he needed. And I felt good to be able to deliver what I shared with him. And from that point, it's still up to him, you know. And so when we hung up, I said, oh shit, that's it. Peptides. That's exactly what I need to talk about. Health. Peptides directly is what the thumbnail title is going to be about. Peptides. And so here we are. And I think I told myself, like, maybe a few weeks ago, several weeks ago, I think somebody said, man, you should speak on the peptides. And I was like, man, I ain't fucking with that shit. You know, it is what it is. I don't want to ruffle no feathers, because I know a lot of people directly that's fucking with that. And I know people indirectly that's fucking with it. As soon as you get to speaking on stuff, people are going to think you are directly attacking them, that person. And that's not what I want. But now today, I'm like, fuck that. This needs to be spoken on, you know, because I'm seeing a whole lot of people get involved with this. And it's unfortunate that so many people are getting involved with this and they don't have a clue. And they think they do, based off of what the person told them who sold it to them. They don't have a clue what's really going on with it, what it's doing to their body in the short run, the long run. But let me take a quick second for a little sponsorship break to say thank you to Quade Harley-Davidson for sponsoring my gear today. As you can see, that says Quade Harley-Davidson. And this is a Quade, Harley-Davidson shirt, you know. And here's something that I told myself when I ended up getting a Harley, coming back to Harley. I said, man, I ain't buying none of this Harley shit. I ain't going to be wearing the clothes and all that. But when Brandon offered me a hat and a shirt, I couldn't turn it down, you know. So thank you very much, Brandon, for this hat and this shirt. And I do have a video clip that I'm going to play, and it's regarding why I have this on and why he gave it to me. You could probably put it together. What up, 36? Glad you made it in, bro. So back to the peptides. If anybody is watching this right now while it's live and you feel that you are a scientist with this peptide stuff and you got this and you got the knowledge from A to Z locked in on it, I welcome you to tap in, and we'll split the screen and you can talk. Or if you're somebody who is contemplating taking peptides, we can split the screen and you can talk. Or if you're somebody who is taking peptides and you want to speak on your, let's just say, journey with peptides, I can get you in on a live stream. You can look up my shop number. Just look up my shop number and then call. It'll ring straight through to my phone right here. And I'll get you the link and we can get you in. So I'll put my phone right in front of me. But if you're not watching this live, disregard it. So I took a strong interest to say I'm going to speak on this peptide stuff because I do care. Ricky Henry, that's crazy. My boy just asked me if I wanted to try them. There we go. Yeah, thank you for speaking up on that. Interesting. I'm listening. I never heard of peptides. Ooh wee. Most people haven't heard of peptides. It is something that is, he said 30 minutes ago, somebody asked him about it. Peptides is sweeping the nation. It is sweeping the nation. And it's unfortunate that so many people in this country are overweight, lazy, always looking for a quick fix, and don't want to put energy and effort into doing something the right way. So you got people who study, lazy Americans, and they use that study to continuously figure out a way to capitalize financially on these disgusting Americans. Life-changing. Anthony Mendez says he swears by them. And that's good he said that. We need to hear it. My disclaimer regarding this episode: I am not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. I'm not getting paid to speak on this. This is all for entertainment value. Do not take anything as advice to move forward with putting anything in your body based on the content that you've heard during this show. I want that to be clear. I'm just somebody with no degree in science or in the doctor field, and I'm just speaking on this based on the research I've done. And the research that I've done, I'm not saying for you to believe it. I'm saying you can listen to it and get more of a better idea about something you have no idea about, and then you do your research. That's what's important. You do your own research. So peptides, I've done so much reading and listening and research and different people, and it's so much just going through my head right now about all the stuff that I've been researching. Peptides is basically kind of like a nickname for a chain of amino acids. Okay. And amino acids is something that our body naturally produces. What up, Raider Podcast? Thank you, brother. Our body produces amino acids. Okay. And these amino acids have a lot of everything to do with the functioning of what directs this way or that way within our body. The peptides that people are speaking on are a synthetic form. Okay. Synthetic means, if I got this correct, just like it's synthetic, it's man-made. It ain't natural. It's not, it's a duplicate. It's a duplicate. They're trying to duplicate something that your body naturally produces, and they're reduplicating it in a synthetic form. Okay. And these peptides and these amino acids are things that they are tapping into to block receptacles or something like that in your body, or fool FOOL stuff in your body, to make something happen. And technically, the whole thing is mostly is for a shortcut. It has to do with taking a shortcut. Okay. And something that's very, very, very important. All these peptides that people are taking, number one, let this be clear. It is stamped on these bottles and on the packaging. Anthony Mendez, I can't read all that right now. Hold on. On the packaging, it says not for human consumption. Okay. This is all stuff that they have been testing for the most on animals. Throughout the trials of the phases of testing, something like they haven't had an abundance of people who want to trial test this stuff. So the trial phases of this stuff, I don't know if it's like 4 different phases or 5. Some of them are at 2 and 3 of the trial phases. But none of this stuff, none of it has been FDA approved. Everything that is being sold is coming from the gray market. And that means bootleg. And that means that any fucking body can make that shit and repackage it and sell it. So most of the stuff that everybody is injecting into their bodies, most mean 90+%, close to all. If you did not get your peptides as a prescription from a doctor, okay, it is gray market. If you think you got something from a homie that got it from the doctor out the back door, it's a lie. All of that stuff has not for human consumption on it. They have not fully tested this stuff to get all the results needed. Now, what's being said is this is something that's so amazing, the government don't want people to take it, so they trying to hold back. So now you got conspiracy theorists, people who are like, I don't even like the government anyway. Fuck them. So yeah, give me mine. So it's not a hard sell to sell that stuff to people. Also, when it's dirt cheap. Dirt cheap. I know somebody whose mom has to take a shot once a month. And that shot, without insurance, cost thousands of dollars. It's one shot without insurance, and it costs thousands of dollars. Without that shot, that person, God blessing, could be looking at the end of their days coming sooner than later. That is a shot that is FDA approved. Now, even though somebody might be taking something that's FDA approved, again, it don't mean it is 1,000% safe and good for you. FDA approved stuff has backfired, and class action lawsuits have come against stuff. The people that are making the gray market bootleg peptides, they know that they can successfully get away with it because, again, number one, it's not regulated. And 2, you can't sue them because it says not for human consumption. So if your dumb ass is taking that and you feel like you can sue them, it ain't gonna happen. So again, my concern to speak on this, I don't have a reason to bash on anybody who's taking it. Do you? I don't have a reason to bash on the science behind the workings of it. My concern is it's unfortunate that so many people are injecting this shit into their body and they don't know where it's coming from, what it actually does now and in the long run. And it's just so goofy that people are doing this. I stand here today right now as somebody who took the fucking COVID shot. And I absolutely fucking hate I took that shot. That's a day, that day, I wish I could get that day back. And that was me taking that shot because I did catch COVID and I thought I was going to die. I thought I was going to die. I started selling shit. I started getting rid of shit. I started, preparing myself to depart. All the symptoms of COVID back then, I caught it. Everything. I can go down the list, but I don't even like thinking about that shit. But so fear from me feeling like I was going to die is what, put me in a position that taking that fucking stupid ass fucking shot was, the cure. And I wasn't even comfortable doing it. I think, I ain't gonna say I wasn't comfortable, but I wish I had somebody who I heard talk to me the way I'm talking to you right now about peptides. I wish somebody just said, man, listen, fuck that shot. Because see, when I caught COVID, all they did was do nothing. Nothing. They had nothing for it. Not a fucking thing for it. But the disease Center for Disease Control, they called me asking me could they use my shit for public record. I said, nah, you can't. So what I'm saying is I caught it. I was fucked up. And I did everything I could during that time. I stayed working out, cardio as much as I could, feeling sick, sweating my ass off, looking at some shit, home remedy stuff, fucking boiling fucking orange peels to a boil and putting a towel over my head and breathing this shit in through the steam. I'm doing all kind of stuff, and I, in the spirit, pulled myself out of that. I think everything is good during that time. So I don't know if this is somebody. Hold on. One down.
May I speak to Gold?
What is this call regarding?
I was on his live.
Okay. Yeah. This is me. I'm on air right now. I just wanted to catch it real quick.
It's Anthony Mendez.
Okay. I'm on the air. So what exactly do you want to do right now?
I mean, you said.
Oh, okay. So I got your number. So what I'll do is I'll send you the link.
All right.
Excuse me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We'll conversate.
Okay. Bye-bye. Sorry about that. But that's the part where I mess up when I lose my train of thought. But with me being sick and me taking the shot, I took the shot, and when I took the shot, I was already recovered. I was already recovered. Okay. Now, when you recovered from it, everybody still had this cloudiness all through their system. People knew that the shit had fucked with them, you know? And it's fucked up that the government made this so fucking brutal that you couldn't go eat places without showing you had a fucking shot fucking record and all this bullshit. I wish I boycotted that shot and again said, fuck them restaurants. I don't need to eat there anywhere. Anyway, because that's where I'm at. See, we was eating clean and healthy. We wouldn't have needed to take part in none of the systematic fucking shit that was going on out there in the streets with the restaurants and the public places. Because we're like, I don't need that shit anyway. I don't eat that shit anyway. I'm good. I'll be right here at home. You know, so this is the part that's so important to me about the science of how important it is to be tapped in with just your true health, the necessities of what we really need to live. It ain't a lot. The necessities of what we need to live, it's truly not a lot. The distractions is what fucks shit up. All the fucking dumbass shit that flow through Instagram, the stuff people put out there, that's distraction. You know, a whole lot of stuff that women are being distracted by, men are being distracted by. And as I get older, I can look at this stuff and it's easy to dissect it and look through it because now I can see just how silly a lot of stuff is. And I can see just how silly a lot of people are becoming and are. People that you wouldn't even expect it. People older than me acting like they fucking 19 and 20 years old, you know, because they've fallen victim to this current stage of life over the last 10, 15, 20 years, you know? So let me see. This dude, Anthony Mendez, he called. And let me see if I can make this happen. I think this is going to be my first kind of like situation of inviting somebody in like this. So let's see how we make this happen real quick. Hang in there, folks. Send a message. Boom, boom, boom. Hold on. This is what happens when we live, but this is the fun part. And let's see if he gets this. Bam. And let's see. So, Anthony, I just sent you the link, and you will click that link and make your way into the video staging room, like a little green room right there. Then I'll bring you in. He wrote something pretty long, but I didn't even read it. I'll just, you know, if he comes in, he can. Now, this peptide stuff. Yes, you have people with some type of chronic illnesses, because that's what I was getting at. That's the only reason I took that shot. No. I was still brainwashed thinking that that's something I needed to do. But truthfully, I made it through COVID without that shot, you know? And so it sucks that we people was brainwashed to do that. Prior to the shot, when I first got it, like I said, I've never felt this in my life, so scared and alone and just thinking that I was going to depart planet Earth. Okay, so we got this brother in right now. Oh, I know exactly who that is. I couldn't tell. Okay. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Oh, turn your sound down so we don't get feedback. Okay. Now here we go. I'm gonna add you in. Add screen. Bam. Boom. There you go.
What up, bro?
Okay, so I didn't read what you wrote, so I'm gonna leave that on you to just say that from the top of your head.
Well, I mean, it goes back. I mean, obviously, you've known me for years, and was pretty a healthy dude, and came down with some ulcerative colitis. With some people who don't know that I have ulcers in my intestines, my colon. Um, was diagnosed with that, and as had to do a colonoscopy, had to do all that. Everything, came out positive for that. So years of medication, they started off light with pills, didn't work. And what it would cause was me, anytime I ate something or drank something, I would literally, excuse my language, shit myself. I couldn't live life. Everything I ate was just going right through me. Started off with pills, didn't work. Tried stronger pills, didn't work. Then it came to taking a medication called Remicade. That worked for a while. My body became immune to that. Started off with a new medication that came out called Entyvio. This is an injection once a month or once every 8 weeks, depending on the severity of it, and it calms the symptoms. So you don't, so you're not, and they call it a flare up. So when you have a flare up, you're shitting yourself, hurting, have the runs, bad situation. You wouldn't want to eat just to go and enjoy life a little. Now this medication, Entyvio, is a very expensive. Like you were talking earlier, you have a friend who, if it, God forbid, if I didn't have insurance, I probably wouldn't be able to, take this medication. You know, um, been taking that for years. Finally, have a friend who's really into peptides. He actually owns a peptide company. He's a guru who trains doctors about peptides and gets people started with these clinics. He told me, why don't you try this out? I was like, I was dying. Life was miserable. Couldn't live, without it. So tried it out. One thing started happening, started out, stopped taking my medication. I haven't been on that medication for over 2 years, and I have no symptoms. I live life normal. I take this peptide, and for proof, I have a whole refrigerator of this medication that the pharmacy still sends me, but I do not take it. I just have it in the fridge for emergency purposes, or just as proof showing that these peptides actually work.
Okay. So this peptide that you've been on with this person that, said, try this. How long has this been going? Sorry if I missed that part.
Have I been taking it
Yeah.
for about 2 years now? Year and a half, 2 years.
Okay. So based on my study, okay, when people start to take, for the most, from what I've saw, there's like 7 popular peptides. Okay. And are you stacking?
Well, I'm stacking with just because I'm a firm believer in it for other purposes as well, just for health issues, for longevity that I've helped. I mean, I've had a torn muscle one time, try to repair it for a good 5 months, 6 months, nothing would help. I would re-tear it. I site injected it into the muscle, haven't had a problem since.
Okay.
Gone on my
So,
life, normal, workout, lifting heavy weights, and it's cured my symptoms with that tear as well.
okay. So I use the phrase stacking. You know what it means. I'll have you tell people exactly what a stacking mean.
Well, stacking is just taking multiple peptides at once for different purposes. I mean, one might be for, I mean, a lot of it, the ones that I take are for the gut issue, gut lining and healing for the gut issue. The other one is for tendons, ligament tears, and muscle repair.
Okay. Now, with taking peptides, when you started to take it, you have to gradually go up in dosage, correct?
Correct. Or like I said, with I've had 2 shoulder surgeries in the last year. My real good buddy is we loaded up on it. I mean, we mega dosed it to where it was a mega dose because it was a fresh wound, fresh surgery, mega dose, and we actually tapered off of it and went at a maintenance phase. So I
Okay.
guess there's 2 ways to look at it or 2 ways to go about it, But
Okay.
we wanted to hit the situation hard and then come down to a maintenance phase and just stay on a maintenance phase from there.
Okay. And so with this testing, this is all experimental. Point blank. He asked you, do you want to try this? And then you went into it because, like I said, I felt like you said you looking for a cure to change your life for the better. Okay.
Right.
And what he suggested was just a suggestion. It was not based on you taking any type of lab work to see where your blood work was at, where your blood work was at. It was, let's try it this way. God blessing what you tried did not have any fatal effects on you because all you were doing was trying something. And
Right.
and when
Well,
and
yeah.
with the
Er,
peptides,
er,
when you say diarrhea and stuff like that, that does come within within that first 1 to 2 weeks, 2 to 4, 2 to 6 weeks, and they weak it out like that. And typically, I don't know if it's a gram or whatever it is, but it goes up. It constantly goes up in the volume of how much of the peptide is being injected in you. And so in your situation obviously sounds different because you said you guys pretty much went at it backwards. You went in heavy and started to taper off. And
Correct.
typically when they go in light, and then the dosage continues to go up, from like 1 all the way up to like 12 by that 48th week. And what they
Now,
don't have.
what peptide are you talking about there? Because
Oh,
they
yes.
are different.
Yeah. So like I said, it's about 7 different ones that's popular. And the one that's really popular right now, even a lot of chicks is taking it. And all these names are so fucking weird to me, but one of them is like Redditutide. Okay.
Redditutide, which is, and like I said, and see, that's another one I've stacked with it as well.
Mm-hmm.
I've lost 50, I've lost 50 pounds. I was pre-diabetic. My mom was diabetic. My mom died of kidney failure by being diabetic, and so I was always pre-diabetic. Well, I did do my blood work, and I was always, doctors have always diagnosed it with me. They've always wanted me to take medication, but I'm just not a firm believer in Western medication. They
Mm-hmm.
band-aid things. They don't heal things. It's just a band-aid. It's a money market, and they don't want you to heal, or else they'd stop making money. Period. So,
Yeah.
like I said, mom died of it. And I, after taking this retatrutide and losing the weight, if you look at it, it's for glucose levels too. It brings down your glucose levels, which suppresses appetite, brings down your glucose levels, and it preserves muscle. So you have your bodybuilding world in it and everybody because it doesn't eat away at your muscle. Now, taking that after I've gone to the doctors, my AL1 glucose levels have dropped, and I am no longer in a diabetic, pre-diabetic level anymore since
Okay.
taking this medication. And a doctor that is in Western medicine, they're starting to transfer over to it because there are several peptides that are FDA approved as well. There's AOD, that's an anti-obesity drug. A lot of them are, you just never hear about them because they don't want you to take them. But there is several that are FDA approved. And this doctor who is Western medicine told me, whatever you're doing, keep doing it
Okay.
because it's working for you.
Okay, so that part right there, even though that's a Western doctor, that is the most truest statement and advice he can say because the moment you stop taking the peptides, everything stops. The average lifespan of a peptide that does its work in the body is 6 days. Okay,
Right.
this is why weekly you have to continue to do it. With doing peptides and also human growth hormone. Okay. With the peptides that you're doing, ask the person who not convinced you, but got you to do the peptides, which is very important. Our heart, when we sleep, that's when the heart is supposed to rejuvenate itself. That's when the heart is
Right.
supposed to rest. Okay. What's very important with me sharing this, and again, my disclaimer, I'm not a doctor at all, neither is this man. Okay. And I strongly advise people to go do your own research. But with these peptides, it increases everything anything that's good in your body, let's just say good, it increases that. Okay. If it's bad, it increases the bad. Okay.
Correct.
If you have underlying cancer issues or tumors, it will inflate that. It will encourage it to produce and grow. Tumors and cancer, it will encourage it. Your heart, back to that. The heart is supposed to rest when we go to sleep and lay down. When you take these peptides, it is showing that your heart is now at a resting. When you are resting, it is beating 20% faster now, 20% faster. So you might even feel that when you call yourself just relaxing, you might feel still just a little bit of amped up. But testing has shown facts that your heart rate goes up 20%. Okay. With the term steroids, peptides, um, all this stuff, it speeds up everything. It speeds up growth. It speeds up everything. So with that, it is speeding up your heart and it's tiring out your heart quicker than its normal life expectancy. So, like I said earlier, I will understand everybody's approach. And I said it before you got on. You got plenty of people who just don't trust this government. So point blank, it makes it a easier sell. It makes it an easier sell because the stuff. So when you bump into somebody and they're selling peptides, they're selling them for let me see, 20 to 50 bucks. Okay. 20 bucks meaning that person is basically making about 10 bucks because the person who's getting them right from the factory now is pushing them for $5. You know, and the $5 market is the gray market, black market. That's the China stuff that's dirty, but people still taking it because they're being convinced that this is the good shit and they just don't know no better.
Well, and to be honest with you, they're not going to tell you anything. But these factories that say that are American made, they're coming from China.
Yes.
And with that being said, so is Western medicine. All our medication comes from China because of their laws, regulations, and their. It's so much cheaper to make it out there. You know, with we have our rules and regulations with pollution and stuff like that. China doesn't, so that's why a lot of this stuff does come from China. But we relabel it. People relabel it saying "Made in America" and stuff like that. So that's where some of the misconfusion is too, where a lot of the medicine that you were getting from our doctors are American made, are China made as well.
Yeah. This is kind of off subject, but like Sprouts, the supermarket, Sprouts has a organic line that's called 360 or 365. And that organic line comes from China. The United States has an agreement with China. We will not inspect none of this 360 stuff that comes through. Basically, just on the promise that they've done their due diligence and they're sending over organic stuff. This is claimed to be organic coming from China, a sworn enemy that we do business with. And the United States takes in this food product that's hosted at a supermarket that's supposed to be a clean, organic, upper scale place called Sprouts. But we're taking in a product that is not inspected at all. They got a free back door to send that stuff.
Right.
So the peptides, there is absolutely no long-term testing with this at all. The doctors who are speaking on it, you got paid influencers on the internet who are speaking positive on it. You got
Well, and
some.
that's what, and I
Mhm.
get what you're saying too, and that's what a lot of people are. But if you look up most of these peptides, some of them are, and I'd say 50% of them are FDA approved. We just don't know about it because they don't speak on it, or like we were talking about, they why is the government wanting to stop these now? Because they're finding out that they're working, and the American medicine is losing out on money because they're finding cure things. They're finding things that work, and now just like alcohol and prohibition, now with the weed industry, the government don't want us to have it. until they get their hands on it. Now, once they get their hands on it, it's legal and they make money off it. They can tax it. So that's the same thing they're doing with these peptides is they're seeing that it's working. They're like, wait a minute, we're going to ban it until we say it's good to take and we make our money off of it.
I fully agree with you. Number one, it's a money grab. It's a money grab, and it's a money grab that's coming downhill. It's a money grab that's coming from the factories. It's a money grab that's coming from the street level of the person who buys this, he or she that buys their peptides, and they so-called learn about it, and now they become a fucking scientist doctor selling it to other people. Now the effect that so for me, if I would assume if I was in some type of horrible compromised health situation and Western medicine and doctors and all that stuff just continue to be just something that felt like they was sending me in circles,
Right.
I probably would find an ear towards this peptide stuff.
Yeah, and
Okay.
that's exactly though, like you said yourself, with this whole COVID shot. I've had family members, coworkers die off of something they're telling you that was legit. And little girls, I have a daughter, 13-year-old. When she was 10, 12 years old, these kids took these shots, and all of a sudden these kids are bleeding, having menstrual periods. And that's an FDA approved that the government told you were going to be okay on. And that's, you know what I mean? It's what, who do you believe now? What do you do? And it's just it's sad out there because like you said, you took that shot. I've heard more people die of COVID than I've heard peptides in the last 2 3 years since they've been popular.
Yeah. I got folks, they tapped in and say, if you could turn probably yours down a little bit because there's an echo. Because I know you're still trying to hear me. But yeah, I'll if the echo goes away, they'll probably let me know. But again, my concern, again, I'm not bashing nobody who's taking the peptides. I think there's 2, 3, 4 different categories of people who are turning to this. Somebody who is, their health is compromised. Somebody who just want to do it for the vanity of it. Somebody who, wants to lose weight. And now, all these different ones that they're just selling like, oh, this will make your skin look better. This one will fucking, make you lose weight. This one will fucking, make it your muscles. And this one right here, it'll keep your dick up, And unfortunately, on the flip side of this, these females are destroying themselves with the hormone situation. And this is why, unfortunately, so many kids are coming out fucked up, and the kids, so many kids are fucked up now. They're making TV shows on, life on the spectrum.
It's sad, but and I believe that has to do with a lot of the food we have. If you go to the countries, other countries, they do not allow certain chemicals in their food, and it's just, this mass production we have here.
And the food, number one. Okay, that's number one. That's the education part of understanding just how contaminated our food is in the United States. Okay, but for a woman whose body is a birth factory, and this dummy wants to inject some shit into her just so she can so-called lose weight and thicken her hair up, and not even fucking having a concern about what that will do long term when she has a kid. Okay, that's extremely selfish and stupid. I again wanted to speak on this and shine some light on kind of like the areas that's not being spoken on. Okay, I hope, fuck yeah, that this works for you in the long run. That's what's important for me, for the long run. And me, that's where I'm at with it, with life, for the long run. I am so glad for me that I chose to change my eating habits to a lifestyle of eating clean 2 years ago. If I would have did this 8-9 months ago, everybody'd be like, oh man, he on that shit. Fuck no, I'm not. You know, nothing was, God blessing, nothing was wrong with me. I went to the doctors like a motherfucker, man. I'm taking, I don't even know what this shit is called. EKG test, all this blood work, all this, all that stuff, taking a test, and, you know, God blessing, I'm good. Now, I've been eating clean. I'll tell you something, tell everybody something. I'll be 54 in May. My whole life since I was a kid, as a kid, I had to wear long sleeve shirts and stay out the sun. I go in the sun and I could see my fucking skin really start to like bubble up and cook. These little white spots would just start to raise on my skin. Okay. And so as a kid, it's embarrassing. I get into the pool, come out, I look like a fucking leopard. And then at nighttime, it's just itchy, scratchy. So that's trained me throughout life. You know, I don't go out into the sun. There's a lot of fun shit that people do, like you say, the river and pools and shit like that, and the beach. I've just canceled myself from doing that. Now, I say all that because it just dawned on me about a week ago, and then also for years ago, when I do have to be in the sun, even with a long sleeve shirt, I'll put on fucking sunblock, put all that shit on. And then at nighttime, I could just feel just a little bit of hint. But I know that the sunblock saved me. And I say all that because over the last a week ago, it just dawned on me for the first time in my life. I realized that over the past year, when I work out in the sun, at the gym, in the outside, in the blazing sun. And I just realized my skin ain't fucked up at all. Not one bit. No sunblock, no nothing. From what the fuck, whatever it was, I stopped putting in my mouth throughout all these years. Now, several years ago, probably 20, I ain't a drinker, smoker, nothing, okay? And I remember when I don't know if this was, I started one down in 1996. So maybe I was 24. So maybe by the time I was 30, you know, I go to a nightclub and I just felt like a fucking square, everybody drinking. So I remember some chick, man, she was like, you know, you should have some, drink a Midori sour. You know, so I was like, what's that? She's like, oh, it tastes like Kool-Aid. So she bought me a Midori sour. So I'm drinking this Midori sour when I go out and I'm thinking it's cool, you know, and then some other lady, she was like, you look like a bitch drinking that. You should be drinking some Jack, you know? And I was like, what's that? You know? So Jack and Coke, I started sipping on that, but it never really sat with me. But I just did it, you know, for the environment. But what I noticed was when I go out on Friday or Saturday, by Monday or Tuesday, my side be fucked up. It be hurting, you know? But I say to myself, I ain't no heavy drinker. I just be sipping on that shit. I don't know what it's from. Can't be that. So I did research and it just said, boom, some people's body absolutely reject liquor to the fullest. So I stopped even sipping on it and I noticed that that little pain was gone or it wouldn't show up. But and now I did go to the doctor. They did a sonogram and they looked at my shit and nothing was there, whatever they can point out. But over the years, I would still feel some pain, even though I do not fucking drink. But I never felt that pain until I drunk. Okay, took my first sips on that shit. Now, since I've been working out over the past 2 years, not only the working out that's not important. The eating correctly. Since I only been eating clean, I have not felt none of the fucking pain in my side that I have been feeling since I was 30 and I'm 54 now. I had not felt it at all. What we put in our mouth has everything to do in its highest 90% bracket of what the fuck is going on with us. You know, now some people can be compromised from birth. Totally different. Totally different. But when you infect your own body, self-suicide, from what you put into your mouth, people know what the fuck they doing. They just don't want to admit to it. Now, for you, for the years that I've known you, now this when we cut the truth in, you know, you was a buff motherfucker. I don't know. Are you married right now?
What's up, man?
You got a chick?
Uh no.
Okay. You was a buff motherfucker that had bitches. Point blank. And that's the lifestyle that you was living. You
Oh,
know, and
yeah, correct.
you was always full of fucking fun, positive energy, you know? And I have no idea. But now I know what I know now with men, motherfuckers just ain't born buff. The body can only get to a certain degree without help from outside
Correct.
sources. Okay. So with
Correct.
that being said, you coming into the peptide world now, you're coming in a compromised type of way from other stuff that could have contributed to your
Yeah, and
situation
that's
now.
correct. With ulcerative colitis, they don't actually know. It can be hereditary, they say. It can be from our lifestyle. It can be from our foods we eat. There is no diagnosis to where or how you get it. It's an autoimmune deficiency that we do have.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, and like I said, I blame it. I blame it on my lifestyle.
And that's full responsibility right there, you know. And the and that's what I did research too when it comes to the peptides. You know, it's mostly, as of right now, from their study and research, it's a temporary fix because the long-term study has not been done on it. It has not been done, you know? So for those who are taking peptides, the results that you are seeing, they will come quick, but the long-term usage of it, they did say, is not recommended because it has its effects of damaging. It has its effects. Okay. So even if you come off of it, whatever everything means, everything comes back.
Right.
You know? Now, if you can live on it, that is the testing phase that each individual is doing by, as they would say, I don't even know if it's called microdosing or taking a little bit of it to stretch it out,
Microdosing.
you know, to stretch it out. And this is where I say to myself and I say to people, make food your medicine before you make medicine your food.
Oh, correct.
Okay.
And that's how
Now,
I feel. Though, I mean, it's the, how would you say that? It's Western medicine is the same thing. It's a mess. They gave you one thing for this, then you have a problem with this. They stack it on with another medication. So now you're just taking medication after medication, and it's the same thing. If you get off of it, it's the same problem too. You're going to have those symptoms. So you
mhm,
became a tolerance on Western medicine that's causing so much, issues nowadays, and they're making their money off of it. So I
mhm.
guess it's pick your poison. I say pick your poison because you're going to have to live off of one of the two for the rest of your life anyways, because they're not finding cures, they're finding band-aids.
Now that's a statement that I do agree with. Okay. They're not finding cures, they're finding band-aids. But what's most important is for people to really tap in to how important it is to live healthy before you get yourself to that
Oh,
stage.
correct. Yeah.
That's the distraction that this government is keeping people distracted from. Okay. Now, because you are not your life is invested into peptides, you know, and people listening, you know, These are 10 peptide killers, okay? Meaning things that will fuck up the results you're looking for when you do take peptides. And this might be something you've experienced or not, you know. Number is 3 categories I put together: lifestyle, chemical sabotage, and behavioral behavioral bombs. Okay. Lifestyle, there's 3 of them. Not getting enough sleep can fuck up the job of what the peptides are supposed to be doing.
Or even anybody for that matter that's on any phase, whether they're working out, whether they're healthy. If the body's not resting, it's not repairing.
That's facts. Now, the reason that this is said is because some people think when they take something, it just Supermans them. And they might be feeling so amped up that they just don't feel like, man, I just don't feel sleepy, man. I'm good. No, you need sleep. You know, people just don't understand how important it is. So you need sleep. So not getting enough sleep will work against the peptide. Dehydration is very, very important. You know, you must stay hydrated. And 3, within the lifestyle, is overtraining. Your body needs time to recover. Your body needs time. In your body, it's like a bunch of streets and stop signs and lights and all that stuff. For stop here, go here, with stuff so stuff can pass through, you know. Chemical sabotage. Stacking stimulants. Not only stacking the different peptides, but stacking stimulants. Coffee, energy drinks, you know, sodas and all that type of stuff. It'll work against the peptide. Drinking alcohol, you know, even 2 to 3 a week is harmful. Alcohol suppresses growth hormones that need to be released. So alcohol is something that a whole lot of people are still doing while they're taking peptides. A lot of people drinking and getting drunk while they're taking peptides. NSAIDs, NSAIDs.
NSAIDs, as
Yep.
far as prescriptions, yes.
Yeah. Non-steroids, anti-inflammatory drugs, over-the-counter, ibuprofen, etc. They block a key enzyme. So it's not recommended to take those. Processed and inflammatory foods. Peptides are food multipliers. It's going to multiply everything that's in the positive section of your body and everything in the negative section of your body. Let that be cancer as well. Processed foods is inflammatory to the entire body. That inflammatory state within your entire body that's caused from processed foods redirects the job of the peptides. So eating junk food while you're on peptides is a huge no-no, but a lot of people still do it. Behavioral bombs, the everything stack. When you're running a lot of peptides and you're overlapping so many peptides running a 5 stack. And that's what we talked about, stacking. Some people go right in stacking, and they have no idea which peptide is actually working or not working because they're just stacking it going right in.
Correct.
Extreme diet swing. High carb, keto, different diet dives, and not being consistent with your healthy eating environment. So when you're, taking peptides, you have to be consistent with what you eat and eating clean and eating healthy. You cannot have these extreme, popular diets and then coming off of it and doing something else while you're doing peptides. And with the peptide number 10, very important, as I know you know this, storage and handling killers. The peptides have to be kept in a cool place. You know,
Correct.
you cannot keep those things, you know, in a situation where heat gets to it, it'll fuck it up. And the effects of that fuck up is now injected into your body. 3 bonus tips. Do not inject into the same spot. Rotate. Timing consistently. Inject at the same time. Oh yeah. So with your injections, it's best to inject during the same time frame, not many hours spread up, you know, different than when, you know,
Correct. Now with
yeah.
your peptides, you have a weekly peptide that you might do once a week at the same time. You have dailies, you have AMs, and you have PMs. So it all depends, yes, on the peptide that you. It's a daily dose. It's every other day dose. Some specific are morning on a fasted state, so that it works into the body better. But yeah, there is so many different standard or protocols for different peptides to take.
Now, correct to what you said. There could be some PM ones, some AM ones, but what that's saying is if you're supposed to take your AM one in the morning, every morning, don't fuck up and take it in the morning, then the next day you took it at night.
Yeah.
You know, you have to stay consistent with it. Unrealistic times. Let me see. 4 weeks to show if you switch a week. No. Okay, so 1 out of 7 Americans are on some type of peptide. 1 out of 7 at this point. Okay, and 40 to 70% of Americans are obese. 40 to 70 obese. Obese doesn't just mean 600 pounds. Obese is, you know, if somebody, a chick who is based on her height, if she's supposed to be 120 and she's 210, she's obese.
Yeah, I've gone to the doctor and I've always considered my health considered a healthy guy, most of the partly in shape, and I'll go there and they're telling me I'm obese and they're wanting to give me a pill right away.
Now the pill. I'm glad that you know, feel the way you do about them trying to throw pills at us. You know, and the same thing here. You know, the day that I left the gym 2 years ago, just because I was scared, for the first time, I just walked myself into emergency. You know, and they took my blood pressure and it was high, and to me that was like a shock. You know, but then I learned that they want to tell you, you know, you probably have white coat syndrome. Basically, white coat syndrome is when people go to the doctor and they feel nervous, and of course, your levels are going to be elevated. And so, with your levels being elevated, they still tell you got high blood pressure. Take these pills. When you was just nervous as fuck because you sitting in the hospital. And so I told the lady, I said, you know what? Instead of these pills, I'd rather change my life completely and just eat right. And
And,
the
and
lady,
and that's one of the incidents as well. I mean, me back in the day, used to drinking, partying, staying up late. After going to Jack in the Box after 2 a.m. closing time. Shitty diet. Go to the doctor's, same situation. Heart. Here gave me a prescription to bring my heart rate down. I was okay. Went home, never took them. Never took them. Went back, changed my lifestyle, did some better cleaning, exercising. Came back and they were like, "Wow, the medication's working for you." No, it's not working for me. I didn't even take them. It's changing your lifestyle almost for the most part.
yeah. So unfortunately, the the person who chooses that route, they're outnumbered by the lazy person who just rather takes the pill. And these doctors, they're swaying more to just throw the pill because they are legal dope dealers. They get kickbacks for pushing those drugs. And they know most people today that they deal with, they don't give a fuck about themselves. They know most people don't care, they're not tapped in. you know. And these doctors, most of them, they don't have an invested interest into this statistic that's coming through. Now they ask you when you get there, you drink energy drinks. As soon as you say yeah, they know you're compromised. As soon as you say yeah, they know you got issues. When you say no, that's amazing, because the energy drinks is sweeping the nation, and it's killing people, holes in the hearts, all type of stuff, you know. So what I know now and what you know now, if you would have known this 35 years ago, you wouldn't have did a fucking thing you've ever done.
Right.
Straight up.
Yeah, true that.
Yeah, yeah. And so that's why it's good that I decided to go ahead and speak on this. And I'm glad that you came on, you know, to testify in person. I mean, you know, on video, you know, as a real person, you know, and speak on it. And again, you know, I'm not shitting on peptides. And I want people just to know that for the most of what these peptides are being sold to today on the streets, most of this stuff is coming from the gray market. But all of it, unless you get it from a prescribed doctor prescription, it is coming from the gray market that's labeled not for human consumption. Point
Correct.
blank, you know. Thank you, Antonio. Jessica, what's up? Let me see. For me, the KPV is better option than rheumatoid arthritis. By those words and that one, I'm not familiar with that, but thank you for sharing that. But if something is working for somebody, just know that it's a timed situation. It's a timed situation, and you will most likely be playing leapfrog with the next one that comes out, because I think you said it, which is facts. Your body will eventually, you know, kind of get immune to it. And that's why they will have to come up with something else, or you're going to have to up your dosage.
Right.
Okay.
Well, and like I said too, I mean, I've done a lot of the research. I felt like it's something that I'm willing to try, because a lot of these peptides are, like you said, it's a chain of amino acid that's already in your body. All it's doing is kicking it back into gear, because as older people and older men, we lose this, we lose our drive, we whatever it may be, we stop producing it when we hit a certain age. So that's why if you look into peptides, most of these chain of amino acids are in our body. It just triggers them again. And it was kind of explained to me like a cell site. You know, we have these cell sites, it's just giving us more of a signal. It's opening up a signal for us to start producing them again, so that it'll start healing us or doing whatever it's doing. So they say it is in our body already. We're just kicking it back into gear.
Now I will back this up with saying that's the selling point, that the amino acids that are in our body, amino acids make up this thing called peptides. Our body produces natural amino acids. The only way they can get these peptides into our body is by making a synthetic fake form. The fake form that's synthetic is being concocted by all these different motherfuckers out there in these fucked up laboratories by whatever they feel will work to make a fake synthetic form, you know? So,
Yeah.
so yes, the sales pitch is it's already in our body, but no, this is a fucking fake ass, non-verified chemical that they pushing, and you know they not using no top-notch shit, you know. Even in the supermarkets, you know, there's premium meat and bad meat. Even a restaurant, they can order premium meat or cheap ass meat, and a lot of restaurants are ordering cheaper shit now because the cost of everything is going up. So that's why it's not the smartest thing to do is trust even a restaurant now. You know, because also they not selling a lot of shit, and they're letting their fucking meat sit there damn near to it expire, hoping it sells. You know, so everything that we doing, people got to be Way more serious about it. Now, somebody who so-called a guy or a girl who looks good, but they say, "Oh man, I just want to get that edge," with the peptides. No, just leave it alone. Get that edge, but just by eating healthier and taking your ass to the gym. Get it from there. But if you decide that you want to cheat the system, it ain't gonna work. Point blank. The spirits ain't gonna let it work. So that part is for anybody who does not have fucking medical issues and you want to take peptides, just for the looks of it or whatever like that. I'm telling you, don't do it. Just eat better and take your ass to the gym. Taking the shortcut. If nothing is wrong with you, the spirits ain't gonna let you slide with that. And I do know, again, that there's people out there who are heavily compromised and they just feel like they need to grab something to save their life. I ain't shitting on that. I'm shitting on the person who ain't got a fucking thing wrong with them. So
if it ain't broken, don't fix it.
Yeah. Eat healthy. That's where it's at. Eat clean. Today, what did I eat? I ate dry oatmeal with fruit on top of it. I drank some water. I took my vitamins. And then I got to my shop. I ate my healthy salad, cucumber, bell peppers, orange and red, and cut up egg on top of it. Some homemade strawberry dressing, and some nuts on top of it. And some cut up dates. I'm Gucci. I'm good on that. And in a little while, some baked fish. Clean. And then later on, when I get a sweet tooth, I'll eat a sumu orange or a slice of bean pie. That's it. That's all I've been eating for going on 2 years now. And the only liquid that go in my body is spring water. That's it. Fuck juices, sodas, fucking apple, all that stuff. Don't drink none of that. Don't drink it. And again, this government is lying about sugar. Sugar is a toxic. They won't admit to it because there's so much money behind sugar. Sugar is a toxic. And probably because I ate, when I was little throughout life, stuff with sugar on it, that's probably why my skin was breaking out.
Sugar's an addictive too, believe it or not. It's addictive.
Well, see, they put addictive chemicals into every time they repackage sugar and give it a different name. That's why you see 5 different sugars on the table, because they just keep repackaging it, making it synthetic, making a fake form. So sugar, people think they're cutting back. Oh, I'm gonna just drink iced tea instead of this soda, but I'm gonna put this fucking cancer causing fucking sugar in here. No, just drink water, motherfucker. Simple as that. So, but God bless you, bro. Thank you so much, man, for tapping in. And,
all right, brother. Well, thanks for having me, and hope I could help or just be some awareness to people.
No, I know you did. I know you did. So thank you, man. Thank you very much. And I'm glad you tapped in. I'm glad again I got this platform to do this. And we went, it's an hour and 24 minutes, but I know every minute of this, man, was amazing. And again, if we saved one person's life, that's a beautiful thing. And we doing God's duty, not to speak religion, but we doing good with that. So by you doing this, that's going to add, a decade minimum to your life.
hopefully.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well,
all right, brother. Well, thanks a lot, and stay up.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, man, for tapping in, man. And much love and respect to you. Okay.
Take it easy.
Late. Let me see. How do I get back to? Let me see. Remove from screen. Okay. So thank y'all. Thank everybody for tapping in. And I appreciate, let me see. Okay, there we go. I appreciate everybody tapping in. Hit the like. I saw somebody tell me, to tell people to hit the like. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And then also, what do you call that? Click the notification. Whenever you see me pop up, like my next coming episode, just click notify. That way you get notified, for the next one when it's coming up. Big time. Thank you very much. And Jessica, I appreciate everybody who tapped in. I hope this was educational. Again, I'm not a doctor. If you do your own research, you're gonna come across the stuff that I spoke on and even more. Okay. And much love and respect to everybody. I will see you next Thursday. Oh, hold on. I almost forgot. I gotta give a shout out. Play this footage from yesterday. This was from yesterday. Hold on. And shout out to Quade Harley Davidson. I had a good day yesterday. Yesterday was fun. Podcast. There we go. Bam. If anybody see this and you know Brandon Quade, say, Brandon, man, you better go check out One Down Podcast. Here we go.
What's up, y'all? Today is May 13th. May 13th. And you know what that means? New bike. So happy birthday to me. I want to say thank you to Quade. This is Brandon right here. And the family is amazing. So I'm telling you, on your next bike, do not fuck up. Go to Quade Harley Davidson.
Well, I'd just like to thank Goldie, not as Goldie, the motorcycle guy everybody knows him for, Goldie, the business guy you know him for, but Goldie as a person means so much to me. Thank you for always being honest and loyal and straightforward. And I know if anybody of you know this guy, that's how he is all day long, everywhere he goes. And that's what I appreciate most is the people I get around my business, my family. So thank you, Goldie.
Right on, brother. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And I know Brandon means what he say because he speaks from the heart. So again, thank you to the Quade family and your next Harley Davidson. Don't fuck up and go nowhere else. Come to Quade. It's a family. They're going to take care of you. They righteous.
That's right.
Trust me. That's why I keep coming back. Much love and respect.
Thank you.
Right on. There you go. Quade Harley Davidson out of Loma Linda, California. I'm telling you, they're going to take care of you. And happy birthday to me. Got myself a new CVO yesterday, 2026. Man, I remember, I'm telling y'all, know I must have boycotted Harley like a motherfucker. Somebody could have bet me $20,000 over 10 years ago. And probably 10,000. Like, man, I bet you 10,000 your ass come back. I'd have been like, bet 10,000, sign it up. I would have really had to pay that out. Yeah, but thank you, bro. Thank you. But much love, man. Everybody treat yourself good. If you need to hear this, I'm telling you, don't do the peptides. If your body is good, you ain't got nothing wrong with you. If you don't have no underlying health issues, but you just feel you want to take the peptides to help you lose some weight or help your skin or whatever the fuck they talking about, I'm just telling you, don't do it. All you got to do is just stop what the fuck you putting in your mouth and start putting healthy stuff in your mouth. Healthy, clean stuff. All the nutrients and help is going to be in those fruits and vegetables for your body. Your body don't like nothing more than fruits and vegetables and spring water. That's where the fucking true medicine is at. That's where the medicine is at. You think you're going to be slick and take some bullshit from fucking some backyard boogie shit that they done sold to some motherfucker who got a good mouthpiece and you're going to inject it into your body. You about to get everything your dumbass deserve. Now, for me, again, none of us sitting here perfect. But I know it's the right thing for me to do is say this to you. I know it's the right thing to do. You know, I hope all I could do is pray that, you know, my health is going to get me into my 90s. But I'm doing everything I can, clean and righteous, to hopefully get me there. I ain't going to do nothing dumb. with this lifestyle that's coming to the United States on people injecting stuff. Here's a movie I want you to watch. I almost forgot it. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you, Kishma. I want you to watch this movie. Look it up, Google it. It's called Substance. Substance. Demi Moore is in it. It's called Substance. Demi Moore is in it. It has everything to do with what we're talking about and the lifestyle that people are choosing to live. It's wild, and it's based on what stuff looks like now. The ending gets crazy, but seeing Demi Moore go through this, and also, oh yeah, he said that movie was definitely wild. And knowing that Demi Moore, you know, cosmetic surgery done jacked up her face or whatever, she should have never touched her face. And that's one thing, these women, you fuck with your face, you start cutting your body open, ain't no going back to stock. Ain't no going back. Just like the dude in the cats in the motorcycle world. Motherfuckers get to fucking up these bikes. They wish they can go back to stock. They wish they could just take it back to stock. You know? But I know I can keep going, but I'm going to cut this off. I will see y'all next Thursday. Thank you so much. Please hit like. It only takes a second. That just shows me like, hey, what's up? I was here. Boom. It don't show it's from who, but it just, you know, shows me a little something. And please subscribe if you haven't. To everybody that tapped in, thank you for giving me some time on your Thursday. And if you had to leave and then you came back and watched it, thank you for coming back. If you're watching it after the live, thank you for tapping in. And don't forget, take this link and just tell people about it. All right, y'all. Much love and respect. This is Goldie. I'm out. See you next Thursday.
So say good night to the bad guy. Come on. The last time you're going to see a bad guy like this again, let me tell you. Come on. Make way for the bad guy here. There's a bad guy coming through.